Someone doesn't like visitors. A child. Someone doesn't like visitors.
Mine? I'd better be careful not to trigger that thing.
To me. I told him it's naughty to play in graveyards.
Come out, sister. I will find you.
An air of decay hangs over the stooped beggar's form. The smell of rot, the smell of death.
Sister always hides from me. She likes to play. In the ground, over there. Some people covered her in dirt, but I will find her again. Mother and father hide in the ground with her. I hope I find them soon. I like this game, but it is less fun to play it alone. Sister was always...
Thank you.
Since the death of Gortasch, the flaming fists seem as tense as cocked crossbows. It wouldn't take much to set them off.
If you can't afford it. You don't want none of this. Trust me. This was brewed with my barley.
Aye, aye. Pull up a seat. If you can find one spare, that is. With all this talk of war, what else are folk to do but drink? I reckon the murder would had something to do with it too. Got punters all intrigued. On that morbid note, what can I get you fine self? Going to make this place famous, I reckon. Victim is a bloody duke. Boleyn Stelmane. Well, she was a duke. Now she's just bloody. I reckon I'll be able to charge double for that room once the constable's done with it. Murders and ghosts are always grand for business. At least, I hope. It's been slim pickings since the Absolute butchered that supply convoy. But have a look. Fill your boots, mate. Welcome back. What can I do you for? I tell you what, the murder upstairs has brought some punters, but it's also really spooked folk out of renting rooms. If we get you staying up there, perhaps folk will calm down and realise there's naught to worry about. You can have the whole upstairs floor until this killer thing blows over. Top floor's all yours. If it gets a bit too noisy at night, well, don't sleep above a pub.
Murder sounds better every day.
Hello, old friend. Oh, so I assume I used to know everybody around town, but now I'm a new man. Messed up is what I was before. I was a playwright who'd lost the will to create. Now I see just how little that matters.
From one warrior to another, I must say, it's just embarrassing the way the Flaming Fist lets this murderer go around killing people and getting away with it. You don't need subtlety to sort these matters out, just persistence. That's what I told Commander Portier, anyway. I'd start a special crime unit. A half-dozen hard cases, grab some likely losers in the back alleys, and beat on them until we got some answers. Commander Portier says she already has some investigators she trusts. Soft-talking namby-pambies, I'd wager. But when they fail, and they will, count on it. She knows where to find Dame Gizarm, and then it'll be my turn.
I sure wouldn't want to be one of the Flaming Fists. They got the shittiest job in town. Believe me, I know something about knocking heads together.
You talk about the honor of your order, but what about my honor? I made a deal.
Stug, if you want to join the Vigilant Knights, you have to quit beating people up.
I'm supposed to bust up this guy what owes money to Uktar of the Guild, but Gerva says if I want to join her order, that's a no-go. But I already took the money for it from Uktar, so I gotta follow through. It's like an oath or something. And I know you understand oaths, Gerva.
What am I going to tell the Vigilant Knights, Doug? That you're knee-breaking for goodness?
Helmsgaze, you sound like a guild lawyer. You must think I'm pretty dumb. And maybe I am. Because I'm going back to return Uktar's money. Don't wait up, Gerva. Might take me a while to crawl back home with 2 busted knees. Still here?
Just...
And the whisper is, Lord Gortasch is dead. But if someone asks, you didn't hear it from me. Unless that someone has more juicy details.
Hold up, citizen. This is a crime scene. No admittance.
Stelming's
Bella finished her report.
a place to receive clients and informants. I wonder if it's as I remember it.
The cat remains cautious, but there's a look in its eyes. Worry.
Let's get going.
Your mind tingles as it opens to Will. He learns of Mazora's meddling and Floric's tale of the dragon Ansur.
Curse that rotten devil and her forked tongue, trying to set Floric against me. She's a damnable inferno of chaos. What matters now is that Floric saw sense, and we know our path forward. We'll finish what my father couldn't. We'll awaken Ansur, the heart of the gate. O Baldurin, founder due veneration. His guardian dragon Ansur, tremendous in worth. A savior below, our eternal elation. Why shouldn't I? I have no reason to doubt Floric's word, and neither do you. Consider this. To Wormway 'neath prison's deepest level. That must mean Worm's rock prison. That's where we'll find the entrance to this Wormway. Then this. With the shock of a true hero's spark flickers, the torches alight, and Worm's eye shall awake a glitter. To open the way, we'll need to spark torches. This dragon Ansur was Baldurin's ally. We'd be fools to let him sleep while the Dead Three's chosen raised the city. What? That... I can hardly believe it. He had so much life left in him. I thought the Absolute would have use for him. A general, a figurehead, something. Why infect and imprison him only to kill him? I don't understand. To think of my father laying there, lifeless.
You allow Will a moment's silence to absorb the news. It is all he needs.
I will make Orin pay. And I will make that godforsaken Elderbrain pay. Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard will be avenged. Mind flayers are like devils. They just sport tentacles rather than wings. Clever, manipulative, exploitative. The Emperor says he's a friend. I think we'd be fools to believe him. And maybe it's true. Maybe Stelmane allied with a mind flayer and subjected the city to their political will. Or maybe he made an offer she couldn't refuse. I met her twice. The first time, I was a boy of 7 or 8, at a banquet in the Flaming Fist's honor. One look and I was smitten. Chestnut hair that flowed behind her like willow fronds as she floated from one room to the next as if carried by clouds. The second time, Stelmane was different. Even with the aid of a cane, each step she took was a struggle. Every word she spoke took great physical effort. A stroke victim? I asked Father later. No, he said. A stroke survivor.
You sense uncertainty in Will's voice. He questions his father's explanation.
Something's always gnawed at me. At the banquet, Stelmane didn't seem to look at us, but through us. But that second time, her gaze never left me. It was steel, sharp and unyielding. It could just be my imagination, but I always felt that it was more than a stroke that had changed her. What, though? I couldn't say. I couldn't say. But think about this. My father was tadpoled. Stelmane is dead. The people are frightened and the council's in disarray. To exert control, you must first sow chaos. A tyrant's strategy, as father would say. These murders aren't random acts. Someone powerful is guiding the killer's hand, and the city is made weaker for it. I think that unknowable powers come with unknowable consequences. I can't say I'm not curious, but once you take an illithid by the talon, there's no telling how deep into the abyss it might drag you. All right, what else is on your mind?
I was afraid of this. Revenge sounds so sweet until you've taken it. Then all you have is no one left to blame. She's more than tired. Something's happening inside her. And who could blame her after what she's endured? I just hope Aylin's wise enough to sort it out before it sorts her. What's on your mind? Depends on the type. Ice devils hate an inferno, but that's an easy one. Orthons love projectiles. What they don't love is getting their bombs lobbed right back in their faces. Demons, on the other hand, every demon is absolutely singular. You can't ever think you've got them typed out. Sharp instincts, sharp weapons, and a knack for improvisation. That's the only way to survive them. Anyway, what were we talking about? Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close. I try not to think about it. I still think about it constantly, but, you know, I try. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, start making up for lost time. But not today. Soldier? It's not that I want to collect them, per se. It's just that if we should happen upon them, I can use them in battle to fire up my engine. Evil's evil, but it can be put to good use. Sometimes. Maybe. Right? Soldier? You really did it, huh? Not worried about adding more illithid into the mix? Well, what can I say? You look fine, smell fine, seem fine. And yet, you're more mind flayer than ever. Hope you don't expect me to follow your lead in this. Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet. How do you do that? Always making sense when I least want you to. Fine. I'll keep an open mind, all right? I can promise that much. Now, are we done here? What's on your mind? Great powers, huh? I'm skeptical. Thought you'd be too. Especially if this thing wants to turn you into, what, a half squid? Then again, you can pull it off better than most. You've got to be kidding. You really want me to become a partial illithid? Wasn't a decade in Avernus punishment enough? Oh, I'm that easy to manipulate, am I? Where's that bloody worm? Stick it in my eye before I change my mind. What's on your mind? Make room, then.
Almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects. If you're sure. Fine.
Soldier. Let's go, go, go. La, da, da, da.
Let's move.
Aelin left to face that wizard, Leroican, was it? Even after all she's been through, she thinks herself unstoppable, invincible. It all feels like recklessness to me. I hope you're right. He sounds like a vile, vile man. I'd have liked to get a few licks in myself, honestly. I wanted to help her, but she said she fights better when she knows I'm safe. I understand, I suppose. I feel the same about her. I'll rest a little easier if you do. You fought well against my father. I imagine a rat like Leroican will be nothing in comparison. Moon Maiden, hear me. Protect the woman we both love so very dearly.
Camp life seems to suit the young owlbear. His coat.
I'm just a cat. Please, talk to Yenna. Why are you so nosy? Yenna is my best friend. She's kind. Help her, not me. Nothing good, I don't think. She was so very sick. Maybe she made like a cat and went off to spend her last life. Please don't.
Moon Maiden, hear me.
Ah, ally mine. We are reunited once more. I was just regaling sweet Isabel with tales of our prowess.
Very impressive. Thank you for helping Aelin. That wizard sounded absolutely dastardly.
He did, and it came. Now, my friend, bask in your victory. I will do the same. My darling, we must inform our friend of our news.
Indeed. I've scouted a Selûnite enclave outside the city. They faced the Absolute's armies and come out battered and bruised. Aelin and I will go to them, provide what help we can.
But fear not. When the time comes for you to face the foe of foes, Isabel and I will stand by your side.
We wouldn't miss it. Not for anything.
Go well, friend. We will see you soon. And with our great powers combined, this city will be saved.
They say that home is where a person can be their truest selves, without guile, without pretense. You did well to see off the Githyanki who had invaded mine. And now that you have seen where I come from, you know all there is to know about me. At least, all that matters. The very first reward I gifted myself on completion of my first adventure. The garments with which I concealed and later constructed my appearance as the Emperor. We spoke of my relationship with Duke Berlin Stillmain, a story I have told no one else. I have no more secrets from you. No need to resort to subterfuge. We are true allies now, working towards a common goal. I have learned to adapt my methods to your needs. The only way we were ever going to get close enough to the brain to destroy it was by working together. But few would trust a mind flayer. So I did what I had to convince you. I studied you. Your motivations, your actions, your desires. I deduced the best way to align your goals with my own. Perhaps, at first, I did consider that you were just a problem to be solved. And not an easy one at that. But I persisted. I needed your absolute dedication to the cause. I anticipated the challenge, and I anticipated your resistance. What I didn't anticipate was how reasonable you would be. You don't like to be coddled, cajoled. But you responded well to logic, to rational arguments, to cold, hard facts. You saw straight to the core of what really mattered. As did I. Sometimes, I felt almost like we were dancing our way towards something deeper. You know, this might be our last chance to explore the possibility of a deeper relationship. Is that something you want?
The back of your mind warms with a rush of feeling, the Emperor's feeling. Heat, care, arousal. You feel its breath merging into yours. Cold, smelling faintly of vanilla and garlic. Its breathing quickens as you pull in close to its face, its excitement palpable. You pause a moment as a thought occurs to you. Where is a mind flayer's mouth? A memory stirs. Diagrams in a book you read long ago. A mind flayer's mouth is underneath the tentacles.
I can make this easier for you if you like. My other form might be more familiar for you to navigate. Then let us move on to other things. The Elder Brain's hive mind has grown to monstrous proportions. And through the Crown's magic, it has complete control over each and every member. It was intelligent before, but now, with its hive mind established across the city, it is well on its way to becoming indestructible. We must stop it while we still can, before we too become its slaves.
As you drift into sleep, you feel a certain disappointment. The Mind Flayer was very quick to abandon its attentions on you.
Bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good. An adventurer? Fantastic. We don't have enough of those in Baldur's Gate. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her. Look, kid, I can see you mean well, but I'm not letting a civilian get involved.
What's that?
You're being arrested for theft. If you have a defense, make it now. You're free to go. This time. But next time you won't be so lucky.
I thought I made myself very clear, civilian. Move along. Sure as the stench of an ogre's latrine. Get lost.
City's got a noise here.
This was brewed with my
Refugees everywhere.
Pickle char's ready yet? Probably best if I keep a low profile. They used to know me all too well in the elf song.
Wonder if our paths ever crossed in the before times. Were you always so sneaky?
I haven't survived for 2 centuries by being reckless, and I hope to survive at least 2 more.
Yeah, don't rub it in.
about Lord Gortasch dying?
Catch my drift.
Oh, not to. I'm standing down winning.
I gave you first, so you have to act. Oh, I get it. You're scared.
Knock it off! Let's go home! We can play Chase the Gelatinous Cube in the alley!
Apoplectic, furious, frightening. Won't tell us how Gortasch died, though, will they? Classic Balder's mouth.
Shoddy,
The cat seems to be trying very hard to remain aloof, and not wholly succeeding.
It was another day in the City of Lies, Baldur's Gate, where the people begged for justice until they starved. Two heroes were fated to cross paths that day. Their eyes met. Destiny was calling. Strangers? Only in a fool's definition of the word. It was the start of something incredible. Two heroes on the hunt for justice. No matter the cost, all the Tall One had to do was say yes. The Tall One had failed the first test. They lacked caution. The cat could have just as easily been a foe as a potential friend. Perhaps it was simply not meant to be. Upon their return, the cat couldn't help but wonder whether the Tall One had finally decided how their die would be cast.
Won't tell us how.
One with the weave.
Classic Balder's mouth.
Shoddy journalism indeed.
Never a dull moment.
Decapitated.
Ah, decapitated.
Same.
Hold, Seeker! Have you come to swear yourself to Sharess by my paw? Yes, and no. Your kind has lost their way in their worship of the feline of Felicity. You only hold to her basest tenets. Now, will you heed our mother's call and bolster her as she crushes the heathen absolute beneath her divine paw? Yes, yes! Together we shall spread the word of the wonder in her every paw step. I will sing her name in the streets, and you will bring her prayers to those suffering 2 legs instead of 4.
Listen to it. You've got you. Little un found his forks gutted. Didn't see it happen, or thank the gods. City's home to some proper sick bastards.
can smell that, right? Bloody rotten it is.
Don't worry about the smell, citizen. Probably just the drains. Nothing to concern yourself with.
Out into the mansion's faded exterior, you see the faintest outline of a door. An entrance designed to provide the utmost discretion. The door pulses with a heavy, melancholic magic. Whatever lies behind it concerns the living and the dead. You sense it waits for the right words. It requires permission to open. The door does not stir. It will not answer to the cult's demands. Lord Gortash's name opens many doors, but it does not open this one. Whatever this door is waiting to hear, it is not the name of some ancient tableware. Nothing responds within. It is silent as the grave.
Keep your distance, darling.
Out into the mansion's faded. Whatever lies behind the door, it guards such secrets closely.
Behold, this tree is plagued by pestilence, yet refuses to die. The goddess Shontia wishes me to save it. I can feel it. Awaken, little one. The flower will bloom as I am.
Cultists took control of my fiancé. Sounds like something you'd say.
As you can see, there's no trouble here, right? And I'm sure you don't want to cause any.
Shame. Apparently, he was a good man for a lord.
Well, no. Wouldn't want that.
Lord Gortasch is passing. Necessity.
Comes to magical
Cease your squabbling. The Steelwatch are on to us.
Be the one laughing when they're all enslaved to the Eltern.
Hole up here. Let things cool down.
Helps me. Good to get it off your chest. Anyway, we just going to let
Should be
what's-his-name
easy.
and his toy soldiers take over the whole city.
Not that far. Not even close. And if you keep talking the way you're talking, the fists will start breaking heads.
Good. I might get some sleep if I took a crack on the noggin.
We killed them, obviously.
Anyone who puts foot in here?
Eyes up. We've got a dirty stray.
Wondrous. I could do with the dance partner. I'm dying of boredom.
Quit your fancy talk, bard. Let's just kill the bastard.
Fuck yes.
Incoming.
Death is but a word away.
Never a dull moment. Don't waste a step.
This is gonna feel good.
Gone with the weave.
Can't stay idle. Let's get this over with. Breathe deep and move. With haste. Hope this ends well.
Heating up. Soldier.
can't even catch my breath. Cutting to the chase. Time to push my luck again. Think you can take me on?
Good idea, Carla.
Hot foot. Place is trapped.
Only last 10-day Gortasch was being interviewed. Now the mouth's printing his obituary.
We're closed for business today. Apologies. Our son, our beautiful boy Enver, has been killed right before his prime. He was meant to be the Archduke, you know. Such senseless violence.
Gortash's dad. And he seems proud.
What are you doing? Stop that right now.
Pardon us, sir. This house is in mourning. Our son, the city's savior, Enver Gortasch, was slain by absolutist conspirators. conspirators.
Gods. Gortasch has a mother. I assumed he sprang fully formed from a lich's arse crack or something.
May he rest in peace, our sweet boy. This world will never see his like again.
Your tadpole squirms. These people are infected with the parasite, but something is off. You search her mind, but the psionic forces that control her are different, split somehow. Your own consciousness slips into the gap.
Help me! Gods, help me! Enver's ruined my mind, he's taken my body. I should have slammed the door in his face, but I let him in and he rammed some kind of worm in our eyes. I'm here, but I can't speak, I can't act, I'm trapped. You can't leave me like this. You can't leave me in this hell. He said he wanted to make us powerless. Still bitter after all these years, but we did what was best for him, for all of us. We had debts, world-ending debts, trying to keep this cursed shop afloat. Dangerous lenders who said they'd bury us all if we didn't pay. Then a warlock offered us a pretty penny for Enver's service. He was a smart boy. Too smart. It was give him up, and all of us live, or refuse and die. What choice did we have? He was always a little monster, nasty to the core. He would have torn me and Druvo apart with his whining, his demands, the never-ending racket of him. You may disagree, Enver did, but we don't deserve this torment. You're the first person who's heard the real me in months. There has to be another way. I deserve to live again. I deserve my own life. There has to be. I can't live like this. I'm trapped. Trapped.
Your tadpole lashes and recoils. The connection is broken.
My goodness, what are you doing?
Sally! Darling.
So, Gortash's parents sold him to a warlock. Why does that sound so familiar? I've got no interest in empathizing with the fuck. But maybe what he did to me was some kind of mirror of what happened to him. When you get fucked up, you fuck up right back.
Nothing.
Big Gortasch fans.
Dame Aylin has little to feel sorry about. The Roakan would have inflicted a far worse fate on her given the chance.
still me, even after everything.
Cultists took control of my fiancé. If you got anything I can use to bring it back? Pay attention when
That would be the
spoken to.
mind-restoring charm.
Lord Gortasch is
I don't have any of those.
tightening of city security. Follow orders and no one need get hurt. He's not gone that far. Not even close. If you keep talking the way you're talking,
You hear about Lord Gortasch? It's all over the broadsheets. Shame. Apparently, he was a good man for a lord.
I'd really spare no expense.
Gods, you think the late Lord Gortasch was a saint, the way the Gazette goes?
Gortasch this, Gortasch that. Nothing but the dead Duke in the Gazette right now. The real tragedy here is the Balder's mouth cutting its puzzle section.